She's a 2-year-old who's got a slim chance of survival this evening. Baby Falak has the entire nation praying for her after she was brought to hospital battered with head injuries, even bite marks. The little girl is in ICU fighting for her life. But remember, she's not the only victim in this sordid saga. A 14-year-old girl who brought Baby Falak to a hospital is in a special home for children. She was kidnapped, raped, and has now admitted to injuring the child in a moment of frustration.
We're with Dr. Sumit Sinha, neurosurgeon who's been personally overseeing Falak's case. Doctor, can you tell us what her chances of survival are following the brain infection?
Regarding the chances of survival, they were not very good previously also because she had severe brain damage. She is a small child, 2 years child, and she has multiple injuries. On top of that, she has developed infection now, and chest infection and serious infection inside the brain fluid. So these are in themselves very disastrous if these things happen to any patient. So they have definitely gone down.
So what medication have you put her on?
Well, right now she has been on empirical antibiotics, and 2 antibiotics we are giving on an empirical basis because we don't have the culture reports right now.
Right, and let's go across to our special panel this evening. Shanta Sinha, Chairperson, National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, is with us. There's also another special guest, Kiran Walia, Health Minister and Women and Child Development Minister, Government of Delhi. Thanks both so much for being with us. We're also joined by my colleagues Avleen here in Delhi and Shai Venkatraman joining us this evening from Mumbai. We're going to go across you in just a bit. Kiran Walia, ma'am, first up, you were at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences this morning where that little girl is admitted. What is the latest that you're hearing from the doctors?
Well, unfortunately, the condition of her brain injury is really critical, and there seems to have been very little relief as far as that aspect is concerned, though her chest is much better. But they say that there's a brain infection, which is meningitis, and the doctors are, this is the gray area where they're, really worried about her recovery.
Right,
so they're doing their best, but we can only pray that she recovers.
Right, ma'am. They have, of course, said the chances of survival are slim. You've, of course, shared India's horror and outrage at what's happened to this little girl. But beyond our initial reactions of outrage, ma'am, what do you believe we can do?
Well, in this particular case, as far as medical treatment is concerned, which was the utmost important thing, is already in process. But the girl who is 14-year-old, who has also been abused, it's a chain of abuse.
Right.
And so she is already under our protection. She's been presented before our Child Welfare Committee. The committee inspects, the home where she is kept. And so this police investigation will, of course, establish more that would come to light. But the fact remains that already so many issues have been thrown up. And so it's like this particular child, the 2-year-old child, and let me say that what happens in the case of female infanticide, this is exactly what many parents do on purpose, very cold-blooded murder. So this is a case which has come into light, and the world is watching, India is watching, and the media has played a very positive role. But our homes, this was within the 4 walls, and so we have to. Somewhere there has to be a community awareness, a kind of a mobilization program, also kind of workshops with police, with the community, community awareness, because where there are.
That is where you're saying we've sort of let the girl child down. Shanta Sinha, ma'am, the very important point that Kiran Walia made, while Baby Falak really has become the face of this one saga, there's also another victim, that 14-year-old girl, ma'am, who's been so badly violated. What are investigations now indicating, ma'am? Are we any closer to finding out all those responsible for this very sorry state of both these children?
From what I gather, the best treatment is being given to the child in the hospital. In fact, I do wish that she recovers and that we don't lose her. About the investigation, it seems it is going on, but quite slow. I don't see why they have not been able to crack it, and they have not nabbed the parents, the culprits, and they have identified some chain of perpetrators, but they should be in a position to actually nab them, and I do hope that the police is at it and they will do it as the earliest.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone. Fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.